innocent until proven guilty. Yes. But let me ask you this. Have you ever seen anyone look this guilty before? Hey y'all, it's your girl J9 Eve, and we are gonna watch something a little bit different today. We have this cartoon serial killer looking guy. We have Bryan Kohburger. Now, is innocent until proven guilty. Yes. But let me ask you this. Have you ever seen anyone look this guilty before? He literally looks like the textbook. Like, whenever you hear people say, like, when they find out somebody, they discover that somebody was the guy who done it. And then the people around, the neighbors and stuff, they'll be like, oh my God, he looks so normal. It's so hard to believe it. He just looked like anybody, like your neighbor. He looked like anybody. Not this guy. This guy looked like who done it? Like who done it? This is who you pointing at. But I don't know if he done it, but he looked like he could do it. Like he looked like it. Okay, so we're gonna watch this little hearing. He is appearing in court. So apparently this is a guy who it's alleged that this guy could possibly be the guy that did those 4 college kids in Idaho. You know, the little kids that look like they could have been on Abercrombie and Fitch's catalog. You know, that's all I remember. Like every time I see them, like, God, ugh, is this real? It almost didn't look real. Like, you know. So we're gonna just watch it and we'll see what we see or what we don't see. Whatever. Okay. Let's hop on in here. Bryan, what you got going on today? What they got you in here for, bro? What they say you did? I mean, what did you do? Yes. Looking mighty guilty. That's a guilty hairline you got there in the back. That hairline in the back is looking. That neck is looking real guilty. Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait, y'all, for the actual trial to start. The evidence they got against this dude is crazy.
We're on the record in the 2nd Judicial District, Latah County. This is the Magistrates Division of District Court. This is State of Idaho versus Bryan C. Kohberger, cause number CR 29222805. Mr. Kohberger is present in court. He is in custody. He is appearing with his attorney, Ms. Taylor, Mr. Thompson, Ms. Jennings, on behalf.
You don't want to be like Daryl, you know? I mean, you could try to do it yourself. You have a PhD. Daryl did not have one of those. Yeah, Daryl barely had a high school diploma. If he can do it, you can too, for sure. I believe in you, Bryan. I believe in you. Okay?
Half of the state. This is the time set in the matter for initial appearance. Mr. Kohberger, I am going to advise you of the rights that you.
I don't know what it is, but it's something about that nose. I don't know. It's the eyes though. Mostly it's the eyes and the cheekbones that give you the creepers.
You have in this case. I am going to go over the criminal complaint with you, and then we're going to discuss setting the matter for further hearing.
Yeah, let's discuss
You have the following rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right.
Judge, don't be telling him he has the right to remain silent. We need him talking, honey. We need him talking. Okay? We need him going for it, okay? Just explain yourself, sir.
The presumption of innocence. That means the state bears the burden to prove that you are guilty of this offense beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a preliminary hearing.
You know they say that, right? That it's on the burden of the state. The burden is on the state to prove, with beyond a reasonable doubt. But that's not really true. These people these days, social media, I'm gonna tell you, you get prosecuted before you step in the courtroom. Honestly, because of things like this. Like this here freedom of speech is putting a lot of people away pretty quickly. Okay. We all have the right to our opinions. Our opinions then affect other people's opinions. And then, next thing you know, you under the prison. It's tough. It's tough. Public appeal. Oh, but this guy, if he didn't do it, nobody did.
Hearing is a probable cause hearing. At that hearing,
Allegedly.
the state must establish that more likely than not, these felony offenses were committed, and you were the one that committed the felony offenses.
Yeah, more
You
likely
have a
than
right
not.
to have that hearing within 14 days if you remain in custody. If you are bound over at that preliminary hearing to
Get 'em.
district court, if the court
Look.
finds probable cause, you would
Look at
be
this.
bound over
What
to
is this
district
thing
court.
flopping around in his shit?
And at that time,
What's this?
you can
What's
enter a
this?
plea of
Look at
not
this. No,
guilty,
no.
and you can have a jury trial set within 6 months of your appearance in district court. At both your preliminary hearing and your jury trial, you have the right to confront and question any other.
You know what's funny? If he is a killer, like if he did it, if he done it, okay? He's looking at this judge like, oh, I would love to get an opportunity. I hope they set me free. Cause you gonna be next. I think I'm gonna get you next. Just for shits and giggles, funny. Just for the shits and the giggles.
Evidence or witnesses called against you. Call witnesses on your own behalf and compel witnesses to be present and testify at the state's expense. You have the right to be represented by a lawyer. If you cannot afford one could be appointed to represent you based upon your financial need. You also have the right to appeal any conviction in your case.
Yep, appeal it.
Do you
like Daryl
understand
do.
these rights?
Yes.
I am now going to go over the criminal complaint with you.
This dude got a PhD in I'm getting myself out of this. He went and got the PhD in the law stuff, in the forensics and all of this jazz, so that he could beat this here system that he's here right now for. So we're gonna get to see how good that their kids today are like, I don't need college. What can college do for me? We're gonna find out. Bryan is gonna show us if a PhD is indeed worth it. Is all that extra school worth it? Bryan's gonna let us know, because if he beats this, we gonna know. Okay. Shit. With that face, he beat this case with that face. Oh yeah, we all need a PhD, because that thing clearly made a difference. You smell me?
Count 1 of the criminal complaint charges you with the felony offense of burglary. It alleges that the defendant, Bryan C. Kohberger, on or about November 13th of 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did unlawfully enter a residence located at 1122 King Road, Moscow, with the intent to commit the felony crime of murder, in violation of Idaho Code 18-1401 and 1403.
Did he
The
do it?
maximum penalty for that offense, if you plead guilty or are found guilty, is not less than 1 year in prison, no more than 10 years in prison, and or a $50,000 fine or both. Do you understand?
Yes.
Count 2, alleged.
That's so funny. They always start with the low charges. It's like, you're gonna get a year in prison for this, because that's just him coming in the house. Not counting what he did once he got in there. Just him going in the house. So, but they always start with the light charges, giving you hope, I guess. I don't know.
Alleges that you committed the felony offense of murder in the first degree. It alleges that the defendant, Bryan C. Kohberger, on or about November 13th, 2022, in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Madison Mogan, a human being, by stabbing Madison Mogan, from which she died, in violation of Idaho Code 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. The maximum penalty for this offense, if you were to plead guilty or be found guilty, is death or imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
We dealing with that capital punishment. You feel me? We're dealing with the capital of the punishment. Like the capital of a state, the capital of the punishment. I don't know what method they use here. Probably that weak ass lethal injection. I've heard things though, like that maybe now, like that it turns out that it's not as peaceful as it seems. It's comforting. It's comforting to know, So it just is a little bit comforting.
Understand?
Yes.
Count 3 alleges that you committed the felony offense of murder in the first degree. It alleges that the defendant, Bryan C. Kohberger, on or about November 13th of 2022 in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought.
Ain't it kind of weird that his lawyer is blonde? Because, like the two girls that he, like they were blonde, like blonde, like blonde, hairy, blue-eyed, little, little kids. Like this, like children of the corns, like, ain't it weird? Do you think I'm sure that's on purpose. They did that. See, look, I'm not a threat to blonde girls. Look, my lawyer's a blonde girl. I promise you that was the train of thought. That's how they picked her.
Kill and murder Kaylee Gonsalves, a human being, by stabbing Kaylee Gonsalves, from which she died, in violation of Idaho Code 18-4001, 4002, 4003, 4004. Again, the maximum penalty for that offense, if you plead guilty or are found guilty, is death and/or imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
Yes.
Count 4 alleges that you committed the felony offense of murder in the first degree. It alleges that the defendant, Bryan C. Kohberger, on or about November 13th of 2022 in Latah County, Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Xana Kernodle, a human being, by stabbing Xana Kernodle, from which she died, in violation of Idaho Code 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. Again, the maximum penalty for that offense.
I'm going to tell you something. If he didn't do it, let's just play this game. If he didn't do it, right? His face is quite unfortunate because it really does. He looks super duper guilty. Like, I've never seen. No, that's not true. There was that guy with all the tattoos on his face. And he looked terrifying. But this guy looks like if a serial killer was in his cell and he drew a picture of what he thought a serial killer looked like, I feel like this is what the sketchy would have came up with. Was this guy from like the way he looked from the front. Like his face looks just like the face that done it. Like so if he didn't do it, it's quite unfortunate that this is the mug that he ended up with. Like this mug is gonna get you convicted. And it ain't even your fault you look like this. Ain't that something? Now either you look like this because you're crazy, or you're not crazy and you're in here because you look like this. You know what I'm saying? And they think you did it. I think he done it just because of the evidence and stuff they got. And it's gonna be cyber. Like this trial is gonna be like our world. The world of the internet. Right? It's gonna be the world of social media because that's where he was playing at. Apparently he was playing on social media, like about the case, like in the chat forums and stuff, like asking questions and talking about his theories about what happened, and then asking people what they thought, and then if they said something close to what actually what the correct answer, he'd be like, yeah, that's it. Like he was playing with it. Or like It's so weird. Yeah. So it's almost like he did this so that he could gauge the community on what they think happened, how they think it happened. So he created a crime for him to interact with, because apparently this place where this happened, it there ain't been a murdering and since like 2015 or something. Like it's been a long time. Like they don't get those. So someone's like he did it because they don't have those there, and he wanted to have a case there so that he could, engage everybody in the conversation about it. It's weird, but it's gonna be very, very, very interesting watching this trial. And it's also, I would say, what's so funny because every time I would see their picture, I would think it's weird that they haven't gotten anybody. I mean, look at these kids. Like these are the type of kids they usually find somebody behind. I'm just saying, like it was so weird. It was like it's like I was hearing about it, but not really. You know what I mean? Why haven't they found anything? They were keeping it close to the chest, honey. They were keeping all the evidence close to the chest the whole time he's out there in cyberspace telling on himself, and they watching him. Ain't that something? That's like some CSI stuff. Me likey a lot.
If you plead guilty or are found guilty, is up to death and/or imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
Yes.
Count 5 alleges that you committed the felony offense of murder in the first degree. It alleges that the defendant, Bryan C. Kohberger, on or about November 13th of 2022 in Latah County, state of Idaho, did willfully, unlawfully, deliberately, with premeditation, and with malice aforethought, kill and murder Ethan Chapin, a human being, by stabbing Ethan Chapin, from which he died, in violation of Idaho Codes 18-4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. And again, the maximum penalty for this offense, if you plead guilty or are found guilty, is up to death and imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
Yes.
There's something in the way he's saying yes. It sounds like he's plotting, like he knows. He's like, yeah, yeah, this is how it's supposed to work. Yep, got it. Yep, this was what was supposed to happen next. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like he's ready for it. This is going to be an interesting ass trial, is what I'm saying. If he went through all of that, he's definitely going to do a trial. I can tell you that now. This ain't one of those things like, oh no, there's going to be a trial. I can promise you, as I sit here, there's going to be a trial, because his reasoning, even for behind all of this, just based on what it seems like that was, he definitely is going to want the show. Everything's the show. He's going to want this show. He's looking forward to this show, and we're going to give him a good show.
And Mr. Kohberger, would you like to represent yourself, hire
Yes.
a lawyer, or see if you qualify for court-appointed counsel?
I have court-appointed counsel.
Court has reviewed your application for attorney at public expense. I do find that you are indigent and do qualify for court-appointed counsel. I will.
Dang it. I was hoping that he was going to represent himself. Oh, that would have been so nice. I ain't going to lie to you. That would have been nice. That would have been nice. Well, yeah, because the people that he's gonna like interrogate, it's not like the families and stuff, because they don't have any involvement, so they wouldn't have had to talk to him. Oh, I'd like to see that girl who saw him in the hallway of the house, who says she froze when she saw him walk by with his bushy brows. I'd like to see like her up there, like see how he look at her. I bet he would look at her crazy. Like, I should have got you. I almost had you, right?
Appoint Ms. Taylor to represent you in this case. Ms. Taylor, have you had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Kohberger about speedy preliminary hearing and setting this matter?
Yes, Your Honor, I have. We would ask the court to set the status hearing in a week or two to make a final determination.
Okay. And Mr. Thompson, Ms. Jennings are in agreement with that?
That's fine with the state, Your Honor.
Look at him. Look at old father time. Grandfather time. What they say there, what they call it? Grandfather time with his beard.
I will go ahead and set this matter for a status hearing then on
When?
the calendar, on
So I can put it on my calendar. What's a good day for you?
January 12th
Ooh, nice.
at 10 o'clock a.m.
Okay. All right, I'm free.
We will
January
make
12th.
sure notice is sent, and then, Ms. Taylor, do you wish to argue bail at this time?
Your Honor, I would like to ask the court to consider setting a bond. Mr. Kohberger right now is on a no bond hold, but it's a limited request as I don't have enough information. We are new to the case. We haven't reviewed very much in the way of information about the case, and we have just begun our own work on the case. But we would want the court to know that Mr. Kohberger has a good family that stands behind him.
And Mr. Thompson?
The state's position is that Mr. Kohberger is not entitled to bond in this case. We can take charges, as is noted on the arrest warrant itself.
What kind of bond? Give him a bond for what? For what? What do you need a bond for? Oh, so you gonna bond himself? Yeah, no, bro. How about no, bro? He seems like the type that probably got a bunch of money stashed away, hidden just for this purpose. Like he been planning for this for a long time. He just seems like it. He just look like it. It's just my opinion. Like he looks like the type of person who's been plotting this for a while. Like he don't seem like he just randomly was just like, okay, I want to do this thing. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I don't have anything else to do tonight. I feel like he planned. I feel like he waited and he planned. He planned and he waited until he was actually prepared and ready. Yeah. So he probably got some money stashed. Come on, grandfather time.
816-19-2903 both specify that given the potential penalties in this case, there's no right to bail. Bennett was arrested 3,000 miles away across the country, where his family is. We ask that he remain in custody. No bail.
At this point in time, pursuant to Idaho Criminal 46B and Idaho Code 19-816 and 2903, I am going to leave the bail set at this case as no bail at this point in time.
Yeah.
Until
Good choice,
I have additional
Judge.
or further
Good choice, Judge. Okay. Because he was coming straight to your house. Please believe me.
information at a later date and time. So with that, then Mr. Kohberger, you will be remanded in custody and remain in custody on the no bail pending further proceedings in this matter.
That
Is
part.
there anything further in the case then for today, Mr. Thompson?
Anything else?
The state is asking for no contact orders for various family members of the deceased and also for the surviving roommates. I've spoken briefly with Ms. Taylor. She indicated there's no objection.
And Ms. Taylor, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
So I will go ahead and issue those no contact orders. So I do have a no contact order then for the named individual of Dylan Mortensen, Bethany Funk, as well as the family members and Mr. Chapin, the family members of Ms. Kernodle.
What is it like? His family gonna be reaching out to their families? Like, why is they blaming my baby for this? Why is 40 is doing all of this to me? My son never hurt nobody's ever in his life.
Excuse me. It's Mr. and Ms. Laramie, Mr. Mogan, Ms. Cheeley, and then a number of members of the Gonsalves family. Those specific names will certainly be provided to you, Mr. Kohberger, by way of being provided notice of these documents. You'll get a copy of these no contact orders. What you do need to be advised of, and what will be in this no contact order, is you are prohibited from having any contact with them whatsoever. You
Yes,
cannot
don't
contact
try.
them through a third
Don't
person
try.
in writing or by any electronic means. You cannot Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, use the phone to communicate with them.
He's like, no, that's how I talk to people. Social media. I am social media, Your Honor. If I can't TikTok my victims' families, what is this all for? Oh my God. He seems old. Like, it's so funny. It's like, he's not old, but he seems old, don't he? He seems 50. He gives off 50 vibes, but it's something about him that kind of also gives off like late 20 vibes. It's weird. It's like he got an old serial killer's soul, allegedly.
Otherwise, any form of communication in direct or indirect.
Oh, if he didn't do it, I feel so bad.
Do not engage in any conduct that would
But he
harass,
did. He
stalk,
did it.
threaten, use,
Allegedly.
or threaten, use any physical force or violence upon them, or place them in reasonable fear of bodily injury. Cannot go within or knowingly remain within 300 feet of their person or their home, workplace, or any other place where they might be. There are no exceptions to these orders. And if you do violate these orders, it is a new misdemeanor offense. It is punishable by up to a year in jail and or a $1,000 fine or both. At this point in time,
Man, that penalty don't sound like enough. You need to say, if any one of your family members come near any one of their family members, we're going to put them underneath of the prison right with you. That's what you need to tell them, Judge. That's all that they respond to, Your Honor.
due to being in the magistrate's division here, at this juncture, I am going to issue the no contact orders for a period of 2 years. And then if it needs to be modified or changed by additional judge, it can be done so at that time. Is there anything further?
Look at his eyes.
No, Your Honor.
Anything further, Ms. Taylor?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. We are adjourned.
We are adjourned. Let's see how he walks. Look at his face. Is he Jewish? He looks Jewish. Is he Jewish? He gives me like Adam Sandler's crazy cousin. You know? It's like Adam Sandler's cuckoo cousin. This is what is going on here? What is this? Explain yourself, Bryan. Now, let this image settle in your spirit. Do these eyes not look like the eyes of the guy who done it? These are some scary eyeballs. These are some scary eyeballs we got here, okay? Just want to make sure you are aware that these are some spooky eyes. They look like they're looking right through this woman. Look. Like, allow yourself to just go all the way into the eye. Just trace the eye. Just go farther and farther inside. And tell me that don't look insane. Look at that. Look at these tiny little lips. What is it about these tiny little lips? It's always the no lip people. He got nice hair though. I ain't mad at the hair. You need to shade that neck a little bit. You know, the hair is kind of getting out of control, Bryan. You know, get on it. Okay. But oh my God. This dude looks exactly like what it looked like when you do it. When you done did it. When you guilty. Like guilty was a person. It would look like Bryan in the eye area. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Looking very troglodytish. Look at his brow, as far as it sticks out like umbrellas out over his eyes. Whew, like his eyes never see the sun. Because these brow bones is just blocking. Okay? To you, I say, sir, you is going to court. I can't say the prison yet. We gotta see, cause I mean, you are giving me Jewish looking vibes. I ain't gonna lie to you. You're giving me Jewish vibes, so I don't know. You might beat it. This is the land where, that means something. So you might pull it off. We'll see. I guess we'll see. Okay, we'll see. Y'all, I see you down this here road. We're going down this here rabbit hole with this one. Y'all behave, because I'm not going to do it. Absolutely not. We already talked about this. Stop asking me about this. Mama love you. Peace.